Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Glorious Life on Wheels. How is everyone doing today? Oh my goodness, I am on the road and I had to find a spot where I could get a good YouTube connection. And I found a Panera, but I couldn't do it inside because they are always playing music and I would have got a copyright. So I'm out here outside. I made my own, if you'll see, I have my own little chair and my own little setup there. There, I couldn't even do it on their patio because their music is even louder out there. But who's in the house? Hey, Randy. Oh my goodness, alias Kenneth Bailey. Hello, hello. Thank you. We were all so worried and concerned about you, Randy. So we're glad that you're back and in the house, back in the fold where you belong. Hello, Diana J. How are you? It is sunny and warm here. Um, it's in the 70s, in the high 70s. Not worried about anything? Okay, hey, that's true. Higher power and self care. Absolutely. Well, that's good to hear. Hey, Graham. Oh boy, here we go. What did one boob say to the other boob? If we don't get some support, soon people will think we're nuts. Okay. I do have to laugh. That was funny, Graham. I have to admit that was kind of funny. Mm. No more green tea for me. I was drinking those things like, you know what, and my AC1 went sky high. My sugar levels were high. So I'm back to Diet Pepsi. Oh my goodness. Oh well. But I'll tell you, oh, let me share this great news for you guys. I had a physical the last 22nd or so of October. Had lab work done, got my lab work done. My cholesterol was out of sight. Sugar, the whole thing. I was like, and I tell you, it really scared me. Some other things going on that this really shook me up. So I just cold turkey. I didn't go completely off red meat, but completely um, cut it back to only a couple times a month. Same with fried foods. I was very diligent about taking my medication, and I had an appointment with my cardiologist um, this week. So I went in and I was telling her, I said, my cholesterol levels, I'm really concerned. She goes, "What are you talking about?" Because the day before I had my cardiologist appointment, she had also ordered a blood test. So I went in and got that done. I'm telling you, I've been being stuck like a pincushion the last month or so. So she got that done, and she goes, "Your cholesterol and everything is fabulous." I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "Well, look." I said, "Well, when is that from?" She goes, "It's from yesterday." I said, "Well, I pulled up my because I had it on my phone. My doctor was so concerned about it that she texted it to me, my primary doctor, and I showed it to her. And she was like, "This is unbelievable." She said, "In less than 2 weeks, all of your levels have dropped by nearly, some of them by half, and all of them by almost half." And she said, "I've never seen this." I said, "Oh, I went no potatoes, no rice, no carbs, or no, uh, carbs that have flour and stuff. I went gluten free. I just went no, only salmon, fish, and I think I had chicken once." She's like, "This is amazing." So I tell you, you, it made a believer out of me. Just changing my diet for that short amount of time affected my levels that much. And I'm going to have them checked again at the end of this month because my primary doctor, wanted to change me over to another medication. And I said, "No, give it a month. Let me try to do some major diet changes and increase my exercise and do some other things. And if at that point, then I'll go on to the more extreme medication." So I don't have to. In fact, my cardiologist said if things continue, I may be able to come off complete. Oh, I did also add 2 cinnamon tablets or cinnamon capsules every day I went on to magnesium. I mean, I did some other stuff, but yeah. So that's good news. Good news. I may be around for a while. Anyhow, let me get back to the comments. That wasn't supposed to be the topic of the day, but I just wanted to share it with you guys what a difference it made in such a short time, less than 2 weeks. Anyhow, Diana Jason, my dad used to tell me, you are born alone and you go alone. You are born with nothing and you can't take anything with you. Do the best you can and live life. So true. You cannot take anything with you. Although I've heard of people being buried in their car with all the jewelry and stuff, but they may be buried with it, but where they're going, they're not taking it with them. But who knows? Hey, Ark Rosebud. Hello, hello. Hi, Marta. How are you doing? Hey, Barry. Oh, my goodness. The Royal Globies. Hey, Don's in the house. My brother is here. Susie says, hi, everyone. Bisbee, Arizona has been super, super cold this week. Really? When you say super cold, what does that mean? Like in the 40s or what? Interesting. Uh, Everyone, hey, Nora, my Arcuda 2001, Nora, one of my fabulous moderators, as well as Donald. Um, hey, Shilas, how are you? Yes, I hope everyone is doing well too. Three Generations is in the house, and so is Debbie Johnson is saying hello. Hey, Miss Net, another moderator. Hey, live coaching with Donna Flynn. Is anyone uh-oh. Looks like, oh, I froze up for a minute there. Is anyone currently in courtside? Because I will be there um, Monday, possibly tomorrow, but I'll be there Monday at least for a minute or two. So if anyone's there and would like to meet up, let me know. If you're in the chat, let me know if you're in courtside. Um, who else is in the house here? Everyone's saying hello. Hey, Enoch. Hola. Hola. Jessica was just saying, I miss Enoch. She just said that the other day. And I said, you know what? I've got to call Enoch and see about getting together with him for lunch or breakfast or something. But hey, Enoch, my fabulous, fabulous editor, videographer, you name it, he was everything. We were up many a late nights getting this channel going, and I owe a great debt to Enoch. So thank you so much, Enoch. Hey, CW Style 3, hello, hello. Who else? Is in the house. Anyone new? Hey, trying and doing. Hey, nothing beats a failure but a try. I tell you. Hello, Jams. How are you? Bridget. Hey, Bridget says the sun just went down here in South Carolina. It was a beautiful day. Oh, one of my favorite places is Myrtle Beach. I'm telling you. I was there actually not that long ago. I was there. Well, actually, it has been a while. It seems like it was just yesterday, but actually it was about a year ago that I was in Myrtle Beach. Wow, I hadn't realized it'd been that long. Hey, oh, you're not in Oceanside today, Jackie. You're at work. Well, hey, at least you got last week off. Oh my goodness. Jam says I was going to cut red meat entirely also. Yeah, I haven't cut it entirely. In fact, and I didn't cut fried chicken entirely. In fact, today I let myself have. There's a place called Crunchy Chicken, Crunchy something. They have, oh my gosh, they have the best. And their wings are not these little tiny ones you get from Kentucky Fried, but they're really good size. So I got the 2-piece, but I only ate one wing, and Jessica had a piece. So normally I would have got a 3-piece and eaten all three, but one wing and a biscuit. And they're biscuits. Now, their biscuits are small, tiny. And I got one of those, and that was my lunch and breakfast. And I won't have any more fried foods. Uh-oh. Looks like I don't know about if I'm freezing up over there, guys. Looks like I froze up on my end. I don't know if I froze up on your end. But what I was saying is I'm not going to have any more fried foods. I may let myself have one small fried thing later in the month, and Thanksgiving is coming up, so I'm saving my red meat for maybe Thanksgiving. But I just really am mindful. I'm looking at carbohydrates, sugar, everything. So it's possible, Jams. I'm telling you, it's possible. Um, Fawn's on a roll, and everyone's saying hello to everyone. Oh my goodness. Lifestyle coaching with Donna is saying, "Hi, Miss Net. I saw your picture on the cheap RV living post that was posted this week. Oh, I've got to go check that out. I didn't see that. Thanks for sharing that, Donna. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so cool, Miss Net. I'm so happy that you did that. I know, Debbie. Isn't that fantastic news? I'm so happy. Thank you, CW Style. Rose Grace, thank you. Shirley Griffin says, no worries. Hi, Patty. How are you? Oh my goodness. Again, oh, the low 20s in Bisbee. Wow. Wow. And this is only November. So, do you get a lot of snow in Bisbee? Susie, do you get a lot of snow in Bisbee? Because it sounds like you would if it's already in the low 20s in the beginning of November. Hey, Bonnie Fuss. Hello, hello. Thank you, Adele. Thank you. Um, oh, you're in Ehrenberg, trying and doing. Okay. I've got to look and see when the escapees are going to get together, and a couple of. I was thinking about going to that build thing. I forget what they call it, but I don't think I'm going to go there this year. I don't think, but I don't know. We'll see. Mary Cooper is saying hello. Hello, Mary. Oh my goodness. Oh, Miss Net says, not sure if that was me. I don't recall going on their channel. Oh, okay. So maybe it was someone else, Donna. Maybe it wasn't Miss Net. Hey, Rick's Gypsy. Hello. Are headed to Courtside in January. Well, I'll definitely be going in January, and I'm going to have a meetup. I really wanted to, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. But maybe next year, what I really want to do is I want to do a gospel brunch, where they have gospel music and just a good time with a brunch. But I don't think this year I'm going to be able to do it. But I will have a meetup, and I'll probably have it at the same place that I had it last year. They were so accommodating, and they set up a long table for us, and they even let one of our group do a set with their band. They were just so fabulous. So I will probably not do the gospel brunch this year, but I'm going to be looking and trying to set it up for next year. It's good to see you too, CW Style. Hey, Judy's in the house. One of my original, actually my first moderator is Judy. Hello, yes, sunny Southern Cali. It's just beautiful, beautiful. But I'm not in. Well, I guess I don't know what I'd be called, where I'm called right now, but um, I'll let you guys know. I am in Palm Springs right now, and it's just beautiful. It, this is like the most perfect weather I have seen in a long. I mean, as much as it is beautiful in San Diego, this is just ideal. I mean, just fabulous. Everyone's saying hello to Judy. Hey, the Mona Lisa, too. Greetings, hello. Let us know how long you're going to hang out at Courtside. I'm probably only going to be there Monday. I may be there, actually, I may be there tomorrow, but I don't do any interviews or I don't work on Sunday, so I'll just be kind of hanging out. I think I'll go over to LTVA South, maybe. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, I'll be gone by late Monday. I'm looking to probably do a couple of interviews maybe on Monday, and I'd hope to get there, but with rangings with the dogs and the house sitter and all that, I just couldn't get there sooner. I wanted to get there Thursday night, but just didn't work out. But I will be there for sure. as long as the creek don't rise, as they say, Monday. So, yeah, no freezing there. And you're in New York and it's not freezing there, but it's in Bisbee. Wow. Uh, I know, Rick's Gypsy. It is, isn't it hard to eat healthy when the food is so good? You know, the place that I did get the chicken from, they have this big sign up there that says, "We know you smell how good it is." And you can, from the outside, you can smell it. And I went by a place, I didn't go in, but I went by a place the other day that is one of my favorites for ribs. They just fall off the bone. But I was like, nope, nope, nope. I'm going to save my red meat for, um, and my eating what I want for Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's just, you just have to, there is so much good food out there. You're right, Rick, Gypsy. Not freezing in North Carolina either. Okay, all right. Same with Martin 1. Okay. Uh, let's see. The crunchy chicken sounds good. I eat in moderation too. Yeah, I have not really. I've cut out sweets uh, for the most part. I'm not. I haven't totally. I did. You know that at my church every Sunday they have coffee, free coffee, and a wide spread of donuts plus pastries. I mean, it's huge. And I used to, every Sunday I would get a big old pastry, a cup of coffee loaded down with sweetened cream, and not this Sunday. So I did let myself have some coffee with sweetened cream though. Hey, trying and doing. So what are you actually doing? 5 by 5. I don't get what the 5 by 5 is. That went over my head. Sorry. Hey, Caroline, Hannah. You're never late. You're always on time. One of the holies, one of the holy rather, my sister in love, Amy. Hello. Thank you, Nora. I always forget to say that. Thumbs up, everyone. Thumbs up. I was gonna do a video today, but being on the road and traveling, I just wasn't able to get it up, and I'm concerned because the internet being what it is in courtside, who knows if you can even get it video up. But I am going to next week, at the beginning of next week, I'm going to do a video and I'm going to call it Auntie Talk. You know, I'll explain what Auntie Talk is in the video, but it's some hard, not harsh, but hard talk about some things that I think seniors are not doing that they really need to be doing. And, but I'll be talking about that next week in one of my videos. Thank you, Jams. Thank you very much. Um, uh, YouTube is, yeah, I know. It's been, yeah, I know. Stay tuned said YouTube has been freezing up on some lives for the last couple of weeks. Well, actually, this is StreamYard. So it's StreamYard that's been freezing up on me. But yeah, it's been a problem. Lifestyle coaching with Donna says, Miss Net, I thought the person in one of their pictures looked just like you, but I must be mistaken. It was a post they posted this week about van tours. Okay. Yeah, I know Bob Wells is going to be doing a lot of van tours in December. Usually he does them in January, but it seems like this year they're getting a little head start and they're doing them in December. He also has a new roving reporter, too, who does a very good job, actually. Shilas, rather, says, I have let the red meat go, and I've eaten so much chicken and turkey, I really don't want to see turkey Thanksgiving. Well, I have this recipe. Now, I have to scrape it off for me, but it is so, I bought this big thing, big piece of fresh salmon at Costco, and I paid a lot more than I usually would pay for food. But they had a discount where if you bought it for the next 3 days or so, they were giving you $6 off. So it came out to quite reasonable because it was big enough that Jessica and I had dinner 3 nights off of that one piece of salmon. It was so big. And we had 2 lunches from it. So, but what I do is I take like maybe a half of a packet of Lipton's soup, and I mix it with about a cup of mayonnaise, but I don't put all of the salty part. The I use mostly the onions, but I use a little bit of the powdery part, the salty part, but I don't use the whole packet because it makes it much too salty. Mix that up, and then you spread it over the top of the salmon, and you bake it. And I tell you, talk about delicious. Now, I don't really eat a lot of that. I only had a couple bites of that topping, but the rest was for Jessica. But it whoo, I tell you, it is delicious. So if you ever, so I guess though you could do it with canned salmon too, just bake it with that on top of it. But the fresh salmon was so good. Sheila says, I'm in Georgia, past Atlanta. I just left Live Oaks, Florida. I'm on my way back to Waynesville and Maggie Valley, North Carolina. Oh, wow. That wasn't Maggie Valley one of the areas that was hit by the recent hurricane? I'm not sure. But safe travels, Sheila. I hope you get there with no hiccups and a very safe trip. Marta says, I use deli containers to freeze chili I batch cook. Oh, I use 1 pound of ground chuck to make it and get 9 freezer meals as it's just me. That's a fabulous deal. Fabulous. I just bought a pack of it's like a roll of uh, taco meat, seasoned taco meat, but they made it with turkey. So we're gonna try that for dinner probably tomorrow night, and I think I might actually make something that is similar to nachos, but with some salsa on top and uh, tomatoes and green chilies and a little bit of that with the seasoned taco meat. I hadn't seen that before, so I'm interested and um, looking forward to seeing how it turns out. Adele says, keep those who have suffered from the mountain fire in Ventura County in your prayers. Oh, I tell you, between hurricanes, wildfires, tornadoes, a lot of people have had a rough year this year. Yes, thank you, Adele. Let's keep those people in our prayers. Um, Susie Aspen says, usually no snow, just a bit of dusting from time to time, maybe a couple of 1 to 2 inch snowy nights. Ooh, but in the 20s, that's very cold. You're right, Susie. Ark Rosebud said, I heard that Shyla's sick of turkey here too. I actually like turkey and I don't have it that often. Now, my favorite meals that my mom used to make was baked turkey wings with rice and with the gravy over the rice. Ooh, I love turkey wings. Mm. But no, I haven't had that very lately. Charles Kimball says, no, not worried. I'm a Christian. Read Psalm 91. Yeah, Psalm 91 and Psalm 100. Praise our most holy Father, additional everlasting Almighty, by our Savior Jesus Christ, and live, be blessed. Amen. Shalom. Amen. Yeah. Yeah. I personally think, and we're going to get onto that topic in another couple of minutes, Charles, but yeah, I worrying doesn't do anything. I always say the antidote to worry or anxiety is preparation and maybe knowing what's going to happen. I do believe that we are in the precursor to the what would in the Bible be the last days. Everything has not come together so that we are in them, I think, but I think we are really at the precipice of it. And you know we kind of know what to expect based on what is prophesied prophesized rather. Paula Fino says red meat is not the enemy. No butter, bacon, or eggs. I follow a keto diet and my blood work is great. No carbs, sugar, or processed foods. Okay, well, that sounds like that's working good for you, Paula. Very good. Nor well, now I do eat eggs. I do eat eggs, but I've lessened my bacon and I do use some butter. I think margarine is terrible, you know, but we won't get into that. Trying and doing says, where was it? Where was what trying and doing? Uh, I know. Where was it? It was at, I think it was called Beer Belly or something. I forget. I forget. But I'll announce it. Don't worry. When I have the meetup, I'll announce where it's going to be and let everyone know so you can show up. And it will be probably on the of the last Saturday of the RTR is when I probably plan to do it because I don't do things for my channel on Sunday, so it'd have to be the last Saturday, probably of the RTR. Yeah, Shila's a gospel brunch. I really wanted to do it this year, but I got so busy I just wasn't able to put together the plans for it. That's okay, Jams, as long as you remember to hit that like button. Patty says, been thinking of taking the camper van out to Q for a couple of days. Haven't done that for a few years while taking care of parents. Well, now it's your turn, Patty. It's your turn to do something for you. Absolutely, absolutely. Judy says, Carol, good news. I just signed up with Kaiser. Not my first choice, but I have full coverage, senior plus with dental. Wow. I all for $195 a month. Not cheap, but better than nothing. Wow. If it includes dental, that's fabulous. Although I've had I did not have a good experience with Kaiser. In fact, if I had remained with them, I probably wouldn't even be here. So, but I've also heard people who have had fabulous experience or good experience with Kaiser. It's just mine was not. So for me, that's not something I want to choose. I want to be able to choose my own doctor and the specialist that I want to go to. But but my but my supplemental is very expensive, and I'm trying to figure out ways to cut it down. So I'm going to be calling Greg, the expert that I had on a couple months back, and asking him to look and see what other plans are available. But I want I want a plan that has good coverage in the event that you have cancer, since that runs in my family. Um, but I'm glad you got a good deal, Judy. And getting dental, that's almost unheard of. So that is really fabulous. Um, let's see. Oh, Sheila says I it was 82 when I left. Like, wow, 82. Oh my goodness. And I know Florida is very humid too. Oh my goodness. Hey, Mark H. Hello, hello. Well, let's get to the topic on hand, and that is: are any of you out there concerned that the efforts to cut the deficit will result in cuts to any programs that you need, such as Social Security, or if any of you are on Social Security, disability, or Medicare? I'm thinking that there is going to be the changes to Social Security I don't think are going to impact people who are currently on Social Security, but people who are going to go on within the next year or two, it will. And two, because my understanding is that there's a proposal that was put forth in Congress, and it included some severe cuts to Medicare, and in fact, making Medicare pretty much almost totally Medicare Advantage based on the things that they do. And it would pretty much also privatize to a great degree. When I say privatize, meaning that insurers would be actually running the program. So that is a concern for me when big business is pretty much running a program, because they tend to be strictly profit motivated, and that means usually when you have that kind of thing, they um, don't like to approve the most often don't approve the most up to date medications or procedures or things that your doctor might recommend. And then I'm wondering what would happen because, like Scripps in San Diego, went dropped Medicare Advantage. So what would happen to hospitals? Would you be able to go to those hospitals that have dropped Medicare Advantage? And Scripps is one of the hospitals I like to go to. So it's those are some of my concerns, and I'm also concerned that maybe some of the housing programs like Section 8 it would be harder to qualify for, or HUD might be harder to qualify for, or some of those things. I know one of the proposals was that those 62 and older could no longer apply for Social Security disability insurance. I have to do more research to find out and really understand all the reasoning behind that, but that was one of the proposals. So I'm concerned that you know, and then you had Elon Musk, and I'm not going to for talk about people or individuals or what they do great or don't do greater, but I will say one thing since he's not a politician. I will say that Elon Musk did say that there will be hardships if the proposals that he would there's a commission that's being proposed, which is I think it's called the Government Efficiency Commission. And he said if the proposals, and he's supposed to be heading it up, and if the proposals um, that were he is looking at come into play, he said there's going to be temporary hardships. Well, typically when there are hardships, people who are extremely wealthy don't experience those hardships. So it's the people who are already experiencing hardships who experience more hardships. So I do have some concerns, but I have a wait and see mindset. You know, I'm not um, panicking, but I'm waiting and seeing. But I do think that it could have a detrimental impact to people who are already really suffering. Mark says it was beautiful in Southeast North Carolina. Okay, Essie. So I don't know what those of you hi, Mythical Nomad Adventure. I don't know if any of you are concerned about that. You know, but I want to keep the conversation appropriate. No, you know, this person's this or that person's that, but more talk about concerns. Do you have any? Um, do you have any concerns about different policies that might impact particularly seniors and particularly homeless with the recent move by what happened with the case out of Grants Pass, Oregon? It really seems like there's a movement afoot to almost criminalize homelessness. And if we are going into a period of hardship, that means there'll be more homeless people. So, and particularly seniors. So I'm going to be in my video, one of my videos next week. I'm really going to have, like I said, an auntie talk about what I think some seniors need to be preparing and doing. And some are very, very resistant to this. I don't understand, but I'll talk about it more next week. But hey, you Mythical Nomad, you're in Quartzsite. Well, I'll be over there. Where are you? Maybe I'll see you when I'm there. I'll be there on Monday for sure. Probably, possibly tomorrow, but definitely Monday. Uh, Loud and clear is 5x5. Okay, JD Rain. I didn't know. I don't know that, but thank you. I learned something new today. Oh my goodness. Hey, Carrie Joe. Hello, hello. Thriving on enough. You know, that is a good policy to thrive on enough. To say, I have enough to thrive on no matter what. And even if you don't get the, everything you want, you can have a thriving mentality, I think. But trying and doing says 5x5 means you are coming through on the video perfectly. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Marta one says worried about Social Security and Medicare. Okay. All right. So one person is. Mark H said it was in the low 70s at Carolina Beach today. We need the rain. Ooh, I would love the low 70s and at the beach too. But yeah, you may need the rain, but I would enjoy this while it lasts. I definitely would be, Mark. Hey, simply being me. Hello. Don says, I've not heard that 5 by 5 term since I left the service. I never heard it, Donald. I never heard that. Uh, uh, Nora is saying hello to simply being me. Uh, Sheila's saying hello to everyone. Everyone's greeting. Simply being me says, it's been a while since I've been on live. How's everyone doing? Hey, we're still here, still kicking. That's the main thing. We are still kicking. Don says, we see you, Sheila. Welcome home. Oh, greetings from Vancouver, Washington State. I was in Vancouver. It's been a couple of years now, but I was in Vancouver, up in Washington State. Hello, Gary. How are you? No, I don't know, Vaughn, what state Kenneth is from. Um, Everyone's saying hello to everyone. A Shyla said, I've never tried salmon before. The way you describe that salmon makes me want to try salmon. Oh, this was at Costco. They have it in a big packet. It was pretty expensive, like I said. It was a good chunk of my weekly budget. But it, like I said, it lasted us for both of us for 3 days, multiple meals. And it was meaty and moist and just, and I don't overcook it. It was delicious. Randy says that taco meat is nice. Yeah, and it's turkey, so I'm really looking forward to trying it. Oh, really, Sheila? Chimney Rock is looking pretty good. Wow, because they were really decimated over there. I'm glad to hear that. Wow, I thought from the talk on the news, it sounded like Rock was washed down the river and gone. Well, that's good. Good to hear. Thriving on Enough says fresh broiled salmon with teriyaki sauce. Now that sounds good. That really sounds good. Oh my goodness. Uh, um, Everyone's saying hello. Yes, Diana J says Sue, Alaska salmon can totally spoil you. Oh, well, I'm gonna find out even better next summer or this summer coming up because I'm planning to go to Alaska. Woohoo! Alaska, here I come. Oh my goodness. But I'm going to take the easy way. I'm going to take a ferry part of the way. So, but I'm starting to plan now, starting to plan. Um, Gary saying hello to everyone. Trying and Doing says, PS9, one of my favorites. It's why I sleep so well. PS9. Hmm. Or PS9 or 91. Oh, Psalm 91. Yes. Yes, absolutely. You know, when I'm really discouraged sometimes and just feel with some different things just very down, I will read Psalm 91. And what is the number of the Psalms that talks about weeping endures for the night, but joy cometh in the morning? I try to hold on to that. And the other one was Isaiah. I think it's Isaiah 54 something. It was a fleece my mom gave me when I was going through a particularly difficult time on a job. And it's no weapon formed against you will prosper. And I had to go into some tough meetings and negotiations. And I would just carry that fleece with me. And then my best friend called and says, oh, I have a word for you. I have a word during the same time. And she said, the same verse. And I was like, did you talk to my mom? Because sometimes they would talk. She goes, no. So I knew that was a confirmation that I was going to prevail in that situation. And I did. So, yeah, holding on to some of those verses is very, very powerful. It's empowering. CW Style says, I love turkey wings with gravy. I will be making this on Thanksgiving. Oh, woo, turkey with gravy. Although I do have to admit, I love mashed potatoes, but I've really been cutting down on that. But but my mom used to make with rice, and I know this may sound really gross, but I would mix a little bit of Miracle Whip in my rice, mix it all up. Whoo, that with the seasoned and salty of the turkey wings. Mm, mm, mm. Makes me hungry just thinking about it. Sheila says, I'm going to my sisters and nieces for Thanksgiving. By the way, Lou's, by the way of Lou's, Delaware for a few days. Well, good for you. It's nice to be with family and friends on holidays, on special days. Don says, yep, Kenneth is here tonight, Ark Rosebud. He is under the name of Randy Bailey. Okay. Hey, amen, says Randy. Uh, Mark H says, my brother in San Francisco Bay Area said he went out for oysters on the half shell, $48 a dozen. Who brings a new meaning to oysters, Rockefeller? Well, let me tell you this. That is outrageous. That is outrageous. I could probably, I don't even know if I could have one. Could I have one? What's 12 into 48? Oh, I maybe I could afford one. But I love oxtails. And my older brother, his two specialties, he does great oxtails and he does great, great black eyed peas. Ooh, he does some good black eyed peas. Well, there's a restaurant up down in San Diego, rather, that does oxtails. So I thought, oh, I'm going to go, and it's the one that does the ribs, right? So I thought I'm going to order an order of oxtails when I go there. This is before I started this no red meat thing. Do you know how much a plate of oxtails was? $50. So you know I didn't get those oxtails. $50. Oxtails, all the things that used to be throwaway food that people didn't even want to save, chitlins, oxtails, all these things now are considered delicacies and people are, and you know how much meat an oxtail has on it? About that much. The whole oxtail. $50. I was like, holy baloney. Anyhow, but hey, Mythical Nomad says, last days, maybe real old, but not my best ones. Oh, well, I hope that these can be. I'm just, like I said, I'm going to have some suggestions in one of the videos I'm going to do next week. And I don't know why more seniors aren't doing this. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. But we'll talk about it. Yes, Vaughn, that's the case. Mary Cooper says, I use unsalted butter to cook with. Oh, okay. Uh, Jam says, I love smoked fish and meats, especially salmon. Yeah, I do love salmon. Mm. Yeah, me too. But there was a fish that they had in Boston. I forget what the name of the fish was. Scrod, that's what it is. I never heard of it. Does anyone know what scrod is? But they had it at this restaurant that I worked at in Boston when I lived there decades ago, and it was called scrod. And I tell you, it was absolutely delicious. Woo! But I do like. Oh, it's noisy out here. I do also like. I like lobster, and I like not shrimp. I can take or leave unless it's I forget what it's a special kind of shrimp. But lobster and crab legs. Oh my goodness, the big thick king one. But they have a good. I didn't realize they have a good amount of cholesterol. I think in those two fish. But Sheila says, did you look into Lulu's plan? That's what plan I follow. I'm going to her meetup in February in Florida. I'm not going to courtside. Oh, okay. No, I actually had interviewed Lulu way back before she started her channel, and she was telling me, trying to get me to look at that. But maybe I'll have to look into some of that too, Sheila. Okay. Mythical says, goodbye, everyone, forever. Oh, my goodness. Well, bye, Mythical Nomad. Um, Sheila says, I lost 30 pounds following this, and it works. Wow. Now, how long did it take you to take off the 30 pounds, Sheila? Uh, Patty says Kaiser Hospice was wonderful to us. Well, that's good to hear, Patty. That's good to hear. Kaiser Hospice was good. Um, yes, Miss Net says Randy Bailey. We were all so worried about you. We missed you, and we're glad you're back. We were. We were talking about you every single week. Everyone was saying, "Has anyone heard from him? Does anyone know where he is? Has anyone?" We were worried. Don't do that to us again. We were worried about you. Uh, Sheila says it's beautiful now. Okay. Hey, Dana Martinez says we can live a good life if we get our $100 a month food stamps. We pay $25 each for our retiree health. Wow, but can't make it. Always made minimum wage and due to health took Social Security for a combined 1900 a month. Yeah, when you take it early, I took it early because I didn't know. I said I'm going to take it early. Now I kind of wish almost that I hadn't, but it is what it is. But yeah, it's it is hard. It is hard, and I know a lot of people who take Social Security early because they really have to. If you're medically challenged and it's hard for you to work a job that you had been working, or even another job, especially if you have to stand on your feet all day or lift things, some people, many people, have to take Social Security early to survive. And then they're penalized, sadly. Ark Rosebud says Funky Van forever. PK from Alaska says, not at all. I believe we will be better off under Trump. Okay, okay. Well, we will see. We will see how it turns out. I hope you're right. I do hope you're right. That would be wonderful if that's the case. Uh, Pipa and the Pearl says greetings and condolences to Americas from a butterfly. I canceled my winter trip to Florida in favor of southern Spain this year. Seems a safer bet. All the best, Carol. Wow, wow. I would like to travel overseas and just interview people and see what their perspective of America is. I know that people were watching the squabbles that were going on and all the rhetoric, and I just wonder what people in foreign countries, how they're viewing the United States now. I'm curious about that. Yeah, Marty, they do keep pushing the retirement age up. That was another thing in that proposal, which was to push it up to 69. Honestly, I think regardless of who came in to what new administration, I think it was inevitable that Social Security was going to have to be pushed up in order to remain solvent. That is something which is sad because so many people now, you know, are going to have to wait longer and that are holding on by a thread. But I think there are some things that people can do, and again, I'll be talking about them next week, that will help. And I'm hoping that people will be willing to do these things to help themselves. Um, Miss Net says, Mythical Nomad Adventure, are you okay? Um, I thought they were saying that they just weren't coming back. I don't know. I hope they're okay. Maybe I misinterpreted it. I hope they are okay. Um, Stay tuned says very concerned. Yeah, a lot of people are very concerned. Sheila says I love Aetna Advantage, but in January I switched to AARP United Healthcare, zero premium for myself. Okay. Well, I'll let you know I have Blue Shield right now and it is very expensive. It's the one that my former insurance agent put me in because it was the one he selected for his wife. But they have a lot more resources. They're much better off financially than I am. So he gave me, I guess it was the top of the top, but I'm okay with not having the top of the top. Just. So we'll see. I'm going to have Greg review it and see what he can do. Shyla says, I know what you mean, Carol, about the supplemental insurance. Be careful picking the right one for yourself, people, because they will give you the lowest care on some of them. Yeah, I strongly, strongly urge you, if you don't consult with the gentleman, Greg, that I had on a couple of months, consult with someone who you trust and who is knowledgeable and who understands your history, your medications, your potential genetic risk and family risk, so they can pick the best plan. I think picking your own is kind of like writing your own will. Often does not turn out well and is doesn't turn out well. It just doesn't. I can tell you horror stories about people who wrote their own wills and then none of their wishes were honored because the wills were contested. So kind of the same thing, picking your own insurance. I try, I know what areas are my areas of expertise, and I focus on those areas when I'm making decisions. And I even consult with other people on those areas. But areas that are not my areas of expertise, I go to the experts. That's their area of knowledge. So why not take advantage of that? Random Spirit says Musk austerity will devastate seniors and disabled people while further enriching the wealthy. I fear that. I fear that. I hope not. He says temporary hardship. I wonder what, temporary to me could be, a month. Temporary to someone else could be 5 years. So I'm wondering what temporary means too. Um, Sylvie says, yeah, hardship for us, windfall for the rich. I just hope. Well, that's true, Martin. Musk won't have any hardships. He's the wealthiest man in the whole world, isn't he? I think that's his title is the wealthiest man in the whole world. So no, he will not have any hardships. You know. Hello, hello. C says voting against your own interest. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna wait and see, but I do have some concerns. Blue Sky says, please stop listening to the mainstream media. Well, let me tell you something, Blue Sky 1972. I listen to everyone. I listen to both sides of the aisles. I listen to podcasts on both sides. I listen to news reports on both sides. And I think a well informed, intelligent person does that and then comes to their own conclusions and forms their own conclusions. So I don't just listen to one side because then I'm not well informed. I don't just listen to the other side. I and I engage in conversations. I actually, as I said, I think on one of my videos, I learn more engaging in conversations with people who don't have the same worldview or perspective as I do because it stretches me and helps me to understand concepts that I may not have understood. So, no, I don't just listen to mainstream media. So, you're making some assumptions that are false. Randy says, thank you all. Not quite my time. Heart attacks, COVID, and now pneumonia. I still, oh my goodness. Let's just say a word of prayer for Randy. Dear Lord, just touch Randy, touch his body, touch his spirit, just give him strength. Let him know that he has a Globy family here, that we're here supporting him, and we miss him when he's gone, and he's part of this family. And we just ask you, Lord, we know when two or more are gathered, you say you're in our midst. And we know you're in our midst here. And we just ask you to do a miraculous healing in Randy's body. Wow, that is a lot, Randy. Oh my goodness. So I am glad you're back in the fold, and we're extending you uh, um, electronic. There's another term I can't think of it, but an electronic hug, um, Randy. All right. Annette says two. Yes, severance pay on those. I'm not quite getting that, Annette. Um, Thank you, Ark Rosebud, saying praying for you, Randy. Uh, Years. Okay. Okay, Annette. Shyla says, I heard that Elon Musk, God is in control. Yeah, heard Elon Musk. God, yes, God is in control. And what we all need to realize is while God may not cause things to happen, nothing can happen that doesn't go through a God filter. And God has to allow something to occur for it to occur. So ultimately, whatever is happening must be um, something he was willing to allow to happen and for his own purposes. So I don't question God. Um, well, I don't say I don't question it. Sometimes I do say, why God, why this? But I don't challenge God, other than on tithing, which he allows us to, but I don't challenge him. Trying and doing says, on Sunday, my question is rest on the Sabbath. Seventh day of the week is what God commands. Uh, yeah, some people say Saturday, but Sunday is what I do. I may go on a couple other people's lives or stuff, but I don't promote my channel. I don't do interviews, and I don't do that kind of thing on Sundays. That was the commitment I made when I started my channel, and I thought, hey, Chick-fil-A, the busy and Sunday is the busiest, highest watch day of the week on my channel. And that's the day that I don't do videos. But despite that, God has allowed my channel to grow. And I took um, my example from Chick-fil-A. Sunday is probably the busiest day for people eating out. And Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays, but they're still a thriving, successful business. So I thought, if Chick-fil-A can do it, I can do it. I know they're a lot bigger than me, but the concept is the same. And I think the results will be the same. But anyhow, thank you, Vaughn's praying for Randy. Uh, Thank you, Miss Net. Marta says, I've cut back as much as I can. I know, Marta. Some people, you can't squeeze the blood. My mom used to say, you can't squeeze the blood out of a turnip. And that's true. Some people, there is nothing left to cut. So true. But there are ways to possibly gain additional streams of income. And though that's another video I'm going to be talking about next week, I think that is another thing that seniors may have to look at. You may not be able to go out and work, but there are ways you can gain streams of income in your home. And I think it's going to be critical to have additional streams of income now in particular. Jam says, yes, I'm concerned about the homeless veteran population who do not qualify for subsidized housing because of their VA 100% compensation. And that to me does not make sense. That is just, now that's one thing I hope is changed. I absolutely hope that is changed. Mark H says, reforms are necessary for Social Security and Medicare, fewer workers and more receipts. That's true. I would not I would not um, dispute that there are some changes that are necessary. But I also wouldn't dispute that I think that there needs to be better monitoring and stiffer penalties for people who game the system illegally. And I'm thinking that might help and save some money too. Mark says, but changes are almost certainly going to be phased in for people uh, under 55. I don't think so, because I'll tell you why. Because if in fact, well, a lot of them will be true, Mark, but many of them will not, including the SSDI. The If people 62 and older can't apply for Social Security disability, that the proposal is to implement that in 2026. So that won't affect just people who are younger than 55. It will affect people that are much older than 55. And if someone is trying to wait until their full retirement age and meanwhile get Social Security disability. But I'm not an expert, so I don't want to get into all that. But I just know that the proposal is to, in 2026, implement these changes, including prohibiting seniors 62 and older from applying for Social Security disability insurance. And that says California turning red better money management for homeless. Well, I don't know. I think it's not about money management necessarily, although that's a factor. It's really about heart management, and it's about people having a heart for people who are struggling and suffering. And I see in many quarters an absence of that. It's about compassion. And I see in many quarters an absence of compassion. And it's even when you look at how people look at people, even nomads who are voluntarily, who want to live in a vehicle because they want to travel, they're not forced to. But so many people look at those folks and say, what's wrong with them? Or they make assumptions about people without knowing anything about them or their history. They make assumptions that they're derelicts and they're this and they're that, which is not the case in so many cases. So it's a condition of the heart, I believe. Um, Jam says some are in wheelchairs living on the street, and I'm worried about all the elderly in general. Yeah, I am too. Thriving on Enough says, I think if you have a government job and you are eligible to retire, you might want to go for it as soon as possible. If you're able to and you're financially prepared and you have put things in place that you can afford to, I would agree. But I don't know, jumping out of the frying pan into the fire, if you're really not able to, would be wise. It just depends on each individual situation. But yeah, there probably or possibly will be some serious changes in terms of who is or isn't in government jobs, you know, especially if civil service jobs are privatized. Uh, Stay tuned says Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, etc. Yeah. Caroline Hannes has only got to 69 degrees in West Texas and it felt so good today. Oh my goodness. Trying and doing says poor is a state of mind, so is perfectly provided for. Your choice. Well, yeah, poor in some ways is a state of mind, but it's also a reality. I mean, if you can't pay your rent, you can't pay your rent. If you don't have food to feed your children, feeling that you're perfectly provided for is still not going to feed them. So I believe in having, enough is enough mindset, but I also believe in reality. So I guess I'm just believe in combining rational thinking with logic and trying to put a positive spin on it. But I don't believe in being in denial. It's just never worked well for me. Never worked out for me. Uh, Art Rosebud says, Jams, you are so right. I feel the same way. Big concerns for homeless vets. Yeah, yeah. Anyone who's served for their country, to me, I guess because I'm from a military family, I'm really biased in that regard. Luann Hoffman says, I recommend to quit worrying as it is low fear based frequency. Perhaps we create the world we want to live in. The moment we stop living in lack, we start to create abundance. Well, I think having an abundance mindset helps you to make decisions that will assist you to move in that direction. And I think being stuck in a mindset that says, poor me, woe is me, I'm never going to do better. No, that is not a positive mindset. And that will, I think, keep you limited. But I do also believe in abundance, a rational, reasonable um, assessment of your circumstances with a mindset of I'm going to do better, I think is the best way to go about doing better. Brenda Ray says affordable housing, decrease in food prices, and less tax. More people working is the key. Well, that's true, but I think the first thing you said, Brenda Ray, really is the key. I think I read a report the other day that said we're lacking, we need 7 million more housing units to have enough housing. And we simply do not have enough affordable housing. And there need to be, I believe, more incentives for developers to build affordable housing. So, um, Sylvie says seniors are expendable, so are the disabled, including. Well, I'm not going to go with. I'm not going to really address that, but I think that seniors, to some degree, I would say this: we don't honor seniors the way, as a country, the way that we did before. The level of respect that seniors used to have or receive is not there. And I think you judge a country and the ultimate success of a country by how it treats the least of those among it. And seniors, people who are disabled, people who, children, um, how we treat our most vulnerable says a lot about who we are as a nation. And I believe how God will or will not bless us as a nation. That's just my personal belief. But CW Style says I love salmon too. I use Old Bay. Yeah, I love Old Bay seasoning. Sheila says I've been doing van life since January 1623. I love this lifestyle. I can go wherever I want to. And that's fabulous that you are enjoying it and you understand, the pros and the cons, but you've worked it out. I'm happy for you, Sheila. I really am. Um, Sheila says several miners from West Virginia came and built the road in a week. Unbelievable. Wow. Wow. Now that's really people pitching in and helping each other. That is so heartwarming to hear. I know. CW Style, Alaska. I'm not quite excited about it yet. Probably a couple months before, as the plans get cemented. Right now, it's just an idea. I haven't put it together, but once it comes together, I know it's going to be exciting. Gigi, hey Gigi, says also Psalm 27. Okay, I will check out Psalm 27. I can't remember. I'm in the Psalms right now, but right now I'm on. I just read the last. I read 3 chapters of the Bible every day, and I just read Psalm 88, 89, and 90. So tomorrow I'll be on 91. Um, Brenda Ray says too many people have become dependent upon the government for everything and no longer accept responsibility for themselves. I think there are people that has happened to, and in fact, it has become generational in some families, and that is not a good thing, where they're trying to figure out how to get their kids, on this program or that program or this. Um, but the exception I would make is if, you have a person with disability and they're dependent because they need to be dependent. But I think when you rely on external forces for your security and your your everything, you're in a precarious position. I would say that, Brenda, absolutely. Um, G. Haywood says, I'm so glad that I finally got on a live. I'm glad you did too. I'm glad you did too. Well, I am going to be. Here comes Jessica. We gotta hit the road. Oh, it's almost 4:15. Oh my goodness. I know I'm going to be missing some. I'm so sorry. Trying and doing says all beautiful verses. Marta 1 says the scripture, weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning, appears in Psalm 30:5. Thank you, Marta 1. Stay tuned says being concerned about things to come is also an avenue to be creative. That's true. To come together and helping each other and seeing new ways to thrive. Absolutely. I could not agree more. And that's one of the things I'm going to address next week. So you hit it on the head. Stay tuned. Oh my goodness, I have got to go. Sue, one of my moderators says, "Oh, Sue's a member. Oh, a member here. Hello, welcome. Says I met my husband on Alaska State Ferry. Really? in 1985, lived in Alaska many years. He died in 2022. I'm so sorry. Oh, you guys were together almost 40 years. Wow, Sue, that's amazing. Uh, Linda says, stop scaring your subscribers. I'm not scaring my subscribers, Linda. I'm informing my subscribers. If you choose to be scared, that's your choice. I'm informing them, I'm asking questions, I'm seeking information. I like to know my demographic, my viewers. I like to know what they feel, how they're feeling about different issues. And I'm going to continue to do that, Linda. If you don't like it, then you can leave. I'm sorry. I don't tell people to leave, but if you don't like what I'm doing, then it's best that you're not here because there are literally thousands of other channels to watch. Probably millions. I don't know, but a lot. So this is what I am. This is what I'm going to continue doing. So what can I say? Hey, Lindy. Hello, hello. Hope all of you are well. We hope you are well. You've been through so much. I love your daily walks. Lindy is doing daily walks over there. Go check her out. And she's talking about all kinds of different topics and subjects. Oh, I tell you, the one on diapers, ooh, that hit home. Oh, my goodness. I tell you, if you live long enough, isn't it something? But especially after surgery. So go check out Lindy's channel. Folks, I have got to uh yeah, Mary says, my morning verse is the day of the Lord. Amen. All right, folks, I've got to get out of here. I know CW's oxtails are good with everything. But I got to go. I've got to go. We've got to hit the road. We have places we got to be. Um, Thank you all for being here. Who is this? Shyla says, I love the stuffing. Oh, I love stuffing too. Oh, I love stuffing. Cornbread stuffing, my mom made the best. And some string beans and macaroni and cheese and sweet potato. You say she's making herself hungry. You're making us all hungry, Shilas. All right. Scrod is a term for a young whitefish like cod or haddock that has been split and deboned. Oh, thank you, because I know it was delicious the way they cooked it. They used to make it at a restaurant at the Parker House, at the restaurant in the Parker House Hotel across from the State House in Boston. Yeah, hot haddock. Ooh, I like haddock too. Slow carb, I do. All right, folks. If this is your first time in the house, would you say put a number one down so I can recognize you and acknowledge you? And if you're a content creator, would you please put a big C so we can go over and support you? Hey, Life of Lucretia, she's a content creator. Uh, Great. Is anyone going to RTR this year? I've never been. I will be there. I won't be there for all of it. I mean, I'll be in town for all of it, but I'll be in and out. But I will be there, and I'm sure other people in here will be there too. Caroline. Letha says, I'm very late, but I'll be forthright. I'm very worried about those of you who are seniors on disability and who, yeah, that is a concern. Scrod is pieces of whatever fish the restaurant had. No, these were like fillet. Fillet was the scrod, Jojo. So, all right. Oh, 3 to 4 months. That's not bad, Sheila, to lose 30 pounds. All right. Okay, I am going to get off of here now. I know I'm going to miss a lot of comments, but hey, Stacy White, hello. But I gotta go because uh, I want to get back on the road. It's sun is going down, and I don't want the sun to catch me before I get to where I'm going. So if I didn't get to acknowledge you this week, could you please come back and share your comments, and I will get them next week. I don't see. Oh, I see one. Gigi, hello, Gigi. Oh, I'm so glad you're in the house. Welcome, Gigi. Um, Yes, thank you, all the veterans. I know there is more than one. Um, I know there is more than one new person in the house, but if that's the only person who wants to put up number one, I know my moderators, if you would put your channels down so people can go over. Nora from Arcuda 2001 has artwork at Nora Cake on Etsy.com. Artworks by Nora K. Etsy.com. She has her link there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I am fortunate enough to have gotten one of her pieces, and I'm going to be getting another one. All right. All right, everyone. I will see you. Woo, the sun, you see it's going down rapidly, isn't it? All right. Well, I got to hit the road because I don't want to be driving at dark if I can help it. All right. Love each and every one of you. Stay safe out there. If there's anyone in Quartzsite, hopefully I'll catch up with you and see you. All right. So glad you're in the house again, Randy. And you have been through the mill, but you're still standing, and that's what matters. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Tune in for some very interesting and I think informative videos, including my auntie videos next week. All right, guys. See you later.